This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Hey family, let me see. It's 2:15 in the morning. I just came on here a little bit to mess with my Restream because I haven't been on it in what about 2 months now? Probably about 2 months. Just want to make sure everything's still up and running and connected right. But I just want to share a little bit. I'm not gonna be too long, but I just want to share a little bit. I'm over in future care. I'm over in the hospital at future care. Being a diabetic and being a diabetic for over a little over 35 years, we start having major complications. That's the scary part. When you've been a diabetic for over 35 years, and it gets to the point where not everybody now, where you might start losing limbs, you might start losing your eyesight, you might have a heart attack or a stroke. Your kidney can fail on you. You start having organ issues. So that's somewhat where I'm at right now. Y'all know last year I was in the prison, over at the prison. And I went down to the hospital and I was, trying to get them to help me because my legs had swelled up and I was scared that the fluid was going to go down to my toes and something was going to happen. Well, it happened, right? I'm over there arguing with the doctors and the nurses downstairs because they Africans, and it's more like they're going to tell you about you rather than them listening to you to get the necessary help that you need from them for yourself. But anyway, this is the third operation that I had on my right foot. And I was talking to one of the doctors at Franklin Square, and he asked me, was this incident right here, was it an outside thing as far as me getting a bruise on my feet or me stepping on something like that? And I said, no, it wasn't none of that because I take care of my feet pretty well. It was from the inside out. So now the same leg I'm talking about, I had my home monitor on it. So I don't know, and I'm not sure if by me having the home monitor on that side and then being able to charge it up at night, did the electric part of it, did the monitor do something where it affected the skin or however? But that's the way I started looking at it because I did not have that bruise on the bottom of my feet before I put this home monitor on. Well, anyway, I had my toe amputated, my right toe amputated, and it's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty. You know, um, I had to cover it up with, they wrapped it up and everything, but I had to cover it up with the sock. So in my mind, I won't realize it's gone, but it's gone. And I know it's probably somebody probably saying, "Well, it was just a toe. Most people lose their legs, or they do this, they do that." It doesn't matter. I'm talking about myself, and that's not being smart, being selfish or self-centered. It's just what I'm dealing with. So I can only imagine, how somebody else might feel in losing their limbs because you used to having your limbs. That's the point. You're used to having your body parts, and then all of a sudden, it's gone. So now it's a detachment thing that I have to go through. It ain't something like you can turn around and be like, oh, well. It's like a relationship. So now that part of me is gone. And I was telling one of the nurses the other day that it felt like my toe was still there, but it's gone. So right now I'm in rehab. They teach me how to walk all over again and stuff like that because now I can't put weight on my right foot. So now I gotta use the left side. So they working with me. Then I have 3 flights of steps that I have to go up. So they worked with me as far as going up to one step. You know, the hopping part with the crutch and everything. Well, with the bars, being able to, cause I gotta get my shoulders together. I gotta get that upper strength going. You know what I mean? Um, Now this is not forever, but it's the healing process, and it's going to take me a lot longer to heal than it would take the average person. Now, not only that, right? Um, I gotta take antibiotics to clean to clean up the bacteria, the infection and stuff like that, so it won't spread to the rest of the toes or my foot or possibly my leg. So I gotta do the antibiotics. Not only the antibiotics, I gotta keep my sugar level down. You know, so my numbers been running good again, which they went up on me because I did not have my insulin for about 3 months. I was trying to schedule appointment to see my doctor, and I didn't have all my paperwork in order, like my medical care card, my ID card, because all that stuff was stolen. And a lot of my important papers, when my niece moved out the house, all that stuff was left behind. So it's like it's gone. So I have to get all that stuff again. But anyway, I'm just sharing this with y'all because this is where I'm at. I did not expect for this to happen. I did not plan for this to happen. You know, y'all know that I'm on home monitor, right? Because I got to go to court. It was supposed to have been May the 9th. Then, now it's moved to July the 18th for something that the police charged me for last year. I was going through some stuff with the Eastern District Police Department. And as a community activist and as a human rights advocate, and because I run off at my mouth and trying to help our people, and I know a lot of y'all be like, well, I wouldn't this, I wouldn't that. Understand, that's you. Whenever you put yourself there to say, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, that's you. I didn't choose to do this. But having the years clean that I have, and I sponsored a lot of men and women, and I help other people try to turn their life around and get their life in order, it was like God called me. So if that's not for you, that's not your calling, then I understand that. So I can only share from my experience, from what I'm going through or what I'm doing. So if you feel like, oh, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that, listen to what I'm saying. I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. That's you. And I'm going to tell y'all this too. Y'all know I work with the homeless and the less fortunate population. I lost everything. Everything. The 2 houses that I had, they ended up shutting them down while I was in prison. Um, from what I was told, one of the police said I was running an illegal operation out the house. I said, what illegal operation I was running out the house? I was telling the landlord. I don't know, but they were saying they should have caught me over 31 years ago when I was into that lifestyle. I'm not running no illegal operation, but I know who told them that. The same person that put these false accusations together to get me arrested, to have me arrested. And then the detective decided she was going to take another incident that happened with another client, as far as me and her texting each other back and forth, charge me with that. That day, me and her was texting each other about the rest of the rent money. The detective took that information and charged me with second degree assault, burglary, and harassment for something that happened in January of 2028, and that was just us texting each other. Now, what do I look like? This girl brother asked me to help her. He in one house, she's in another house. What do I look like assaulting my clients? But my goal is to help you move forward. But they want to make me out to be this real violent, evil, nasty man. So guess what? They postponing the case and everything. For what? I could have talked about myself. And then the young man that the police tried to say that I assaulted, his aunt asked me to help him. His aunt is like my niece. So what do I look like hurting him? He 20 something years old, 22. I'm 62. Do I look like at 62 trying to fight a 22-year-old kid? But guess what? I ain't even have a chance to talk to the lawyer. I mean, I talked to my lawyer, but I haven't had a chance to talk to the judge to explain what's what. I told my lawyer, I said, keep in mind, this is business for me and what I do. Because I don't want them to think I was charged with home invasion, burglary, and all this on a place that I signed the lease for. How am I? And then it's business. It's like transitional housing. How am I going to burglarize or do a home invasion on a property that is my business and rental property, housing? How am I going to do a home invasion on that? That's not, I'm not renting rooms like some houses, some people do. They rent rooms out and stuff like that. That's not the goal. It's temporary to permanent. The goal is when you come into my housing program to help you put your life together so we can get you into permanent housing. This officer knew that that was a housing program. My patients, the majority of them, had to sign up for the mental health program. Because a lot of them deal with, bipolar, schizophrenic, say depression, um, just any mental illness that you're going through that you feel as though you need counseling and stuff like that. The goal is to get you in counseling. But anyway, I just came on a little bit because of my Restream, just to talk a little bit. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, sometimes I'm not in a real good space because I'm kind of wondering why me? Why me? Why I gotta go through this, Lord? Why am I going through this, Lord? And even saying that now, it's more like, why not you? Because God knows what I can handle. God knows what He's doing. I just don't like, I'm in a place, an area in my life that I'm not familiar with. I got to rely on other people when I'm so used to the one, like, putting out and helping everybody. Now I'm the one that needs the help. And I'm not used to it. So I have to learn to humble myself and understand that it's okay, Steve. It's okay. Now you got people watching over you, taking care of you. So it's like my life is in your hands now. So I need you to do what's right for me. So it's about me now trusting people I don't even know. Most of the people that I dealt with, like through nonprofits, through businesses, y'all know me. Y'all know my heart. Y'all know my love and compassion for helping the people. If you know anything about scripture and if you know anything about, the disciples' mission or the apostles' mission, God had me walking in the same way. I didn't realize that till I started reading more into the scripture and I started understanding a lot of the stuff that we read and we study. I'm actually walking the walk. I'm like experiencing. We look at them and we look at, and when I say them, I'm talking about in scripture. We look at Matthews, Mark, Luke, John, all of them as these perfect people. They was not perfect. They had their little personal issues and struggles. When you look in the Old Testament, they had their personal issues and struggles. They couldn't live according to the laws. And then if you read it up, it's called the laws of Moses, but we know is God's law, basically teaching you how to live by morals, values, and principles, helping you to understand if you break the law, you get punished. And then punishment could be prison for some, could be death for some. But when you go against God's law, that's just morals, values, and principles. So you want to live a good, God centered quality life. He don't expect for us to be perfect. He already know we're not going to be perfect. That's why Christ came and died for us. Because he already knew in this flesh, in the flesh, as long as we in the flesh, we will never be without sin. And I can tell you, when I first gave my life to Christ, I didn't want to masturbate. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to manipulate. I didn't want to cheat. I thought it was all about being perfect. You get me? Physically. And around about 18 months into me trying to do, like don't step on the line and all this stuff, just doing all the right things, I felt like I was about to lose my freaking mind. And I realized that's not what God was talking about. Now, am I saying go out there and just deliberately each and every day just go out and just disobey the laws and sin against God? No. But we going to fall short either way it goes. But what you do when you ready to let it go, say, Lord, please forgive me and take this from me. So that means you the one have to stop it. As far as picking it up and doing what you're doing. I try to make scripture, I try to make what I understand so simple. Stop complicating stuff. I don't know what's happening, but lately I've been hearing a lot of pastors flipping the word, right? And bringing a lot of chaos and confusion with it. That's not what God is about. And then with me, right, I understand scriptures for the individual. God is talking to you. If you read and you study, and it's for you. It's not for you to put it in other people's life. This is how you supposed to do. This is what you do. I did all that early on in my when I gave my life to Christ. But then I started realizing scripture is for the individual. It's like a love letter from God to Steve Copeland and how he want me to live my life. I can't take that and tell you, well, this is how God wants you to be. This, and I'm not, doing my best. But it's 20 minutes. I got 20 minutes right here. So I'm gonna get ready to get off. But I just wanted to come on, like I said, because I haven't been on my Restream, where it goes to like YouTube, where it goes to my Facebook pages, and it should go to Amazon Live. Um, I'm trying to get it connected with TikTok, so that way when I come on here to do my live in one spot like I am now, it will go to all those other platforms. You know, that's the package I have, where I have eight platforms that I can live stream to at one time. So I love y'all. I thank y'all. Um, keep praying for me. Keep praying for me. Um, I'm look. I'm grateful to God. Don't get it wrong. I'm hurt about my toe. I knew if it was infected the way it was, they was gonna have to take it. Now I only have three toes on my right foot, but it could have been the foot itself. It could have been the leg. I'm not out of the woods yet until this thing heal up, and it has to heal up to 100% where the infection is actually gone. Because if not, then it's going to travel through the bones again. So I am going to learn more about it, and I'm going to share my experience as far as being a diabetic and how it's so important for us to take much more care of ourselves. This thing ain't no joke. Because my biggest, I want to say, fear is because I've been one for so long, and I'm hearing certain people tell me how they lost a relative, a loved one, because of diabetes. Either they had a stroke or a heart attack, or they start having kidney failures, you know, liver damage. It can start affecting the organs. Now, if some people done the right things to be able to come off of it and stay off of it, that's a blessing. Because I was trying to do everything I can to come off of it, the medication and everything. But because I didn't have my insulin when I got out of prison, February the 16th, they gave me insulin when I came in. I'm taking insulin now. But I went from taking insulin once a day to now I have to take it 3 times a day or with every meal. So if I eat twice a day, I have to take insulin before I eat. The doctor was saying, one of the doctors was saying, right, because I take Lantus, I take Trulicity, and I take Metformin, and I've been taking it for years. And he said, and it haven't worked for you. So it was more like they was just medicating me. You get you get it? Because be honest, from what he was saying, and I quoted that the amount that you was taking should have started reducing, your A1C and all that type of stuff, where basically I would have been working my way off of it. And it I never thought about that until he said it. I've been taking Lantus now for what? I retired 4 years ago. Um, because I had to go back on the insulin. So I've been taking it. And my A1C was around 11, which is not good. So last year, because I had to end up starving myself because I couldn't eat the food that they were serving over the prison because it kept running my stuff real high, I got down under 8 for my A1C, and I haven't been under 8 and I know well over 25 years. But now it just shot back up to a 10 because I didn't have um, no insulin in 3 months. And I still, when I get out of here, have to make appointment with my primary care doctor. But from what I understand, they're gonna give me insulin to take with me, so I can have that insulin until I'm able to get with my doctor, so he can, adjust some things and give me back my insulin again. Which he shouldn't have never stopped it. He should have just left it like it was, refilled it, and then worked with me when I came in. Whether I needed more, I needed less. But because I wasn't able to get in, and then being on the home monitor, I was scared because one, I didn't want to be considered as violating my home detention. But it got to the point when I fell and my legs went weak on me. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I gotta go to the emergency room. And I sent them an email to let them know I'm going to the emergency room. And I text my lawyer to let him know I gotta go to the emergency room. So I didn't expect all this, but this is what happened when you prolong stuff with your life. So I don't want to be mad because I can't be mad at nobody. You know, I can't. I mean, I can be disappointed in me, but it's not to stay there too long for not, doing something earlier towards my health. I try to nurture it myself and hoping that it would just go away, but the infection set in. So I'm not sure if the infection was already there and just, blew up at that time or what. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, personally, no. If I see anything on the floor, anything around, believe me, Steve gonna clean it up. Cause I don't play that when it comes to me like walking and I don't believe in walking around barefooted, you know, nothing like that too much. I just don't. It's not like I haven't done it, but I just don't. I'm talking about in the house. I can't do it outside, but I'm talking about in the house. So I love y'all. I'm looking at the time frame. It's been almost a half an hour, but I love y'all, and I'm gonna get ready to get off of here. This is all new to me. I feel like I'm in a foreign place. You know, and when it's not your place, you can't get too comfortable because you're not gonna be somewhere but so long. So you can't, relax too much and get comfortable because this is temporary. And sometimes I'll get in the wheelchair and I wheel around just to see where I'm at, get my mindset there because I'm just amazed. I come from the house to the hospital to a rehab facility. And then it's like I look at myself and I'm like, what in the world didn't happen? What didn't happen? You know, but it's life. I love y'all. Again, I've been putting up my cash app because I do need support financially. Um, I have no problem. Like if I have extra money and people need help, people need food, because I am on some of those pages where we feed people and stuff like that. So when I see people needing certain things, if I had extra money, I can like send them a cash app to either go get something to eat for the kids and stuff like that. Try to help them out. I don't have it. I don't have it. and I'm asking for help myself now. I gotta finish paying my lawyer. I'm asking for help. Those that can be a blessing, be a blessing. Those that can't, I understand. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. And I love y'all. I just wanted to make sure, check on my Restream, check on my stuff, because I pay each month for this. And ain't no use of just letting it sit there, you know what I mean? But love y'all and I'm out.